So local Louie here. I'm with JIN, the band JIN. I need you guys to introduce yourself. Who we got over here on the left?
I'm Joe.
Joe, the drummer.
Yep.
I'm Miles, I play bass.
Smile, the bassist.
I'm Nicole. I play guitar and I sing.
Beautiful. From the lovely Niagara Falls. You guys have been doing amazing. You guys just released a brand new album. What's the title of that album?
Peggy and Her Ongoing Adventures in Wonderland.
Okay.
Purposely long.
Yeah, we couldn't pick a shorter song.
Yeah, purposely.
That is a long title.
Yeah.
I like that though. So where was this album made?
Right here.
Right here.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in this house.
Yeah.
In this household.
All around the house. Yeah.
Yeah. Up here. We did the strings up here, and then we would put like mics in the kitchen area too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Right?
that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
drums all have like a mic from up here
Yeah.
while Joe's playing downstairs.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
we have like a real room.
Yeah, we put one at the.
So you're like this kind of like.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really
I
cool.
didn't know you could do that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
bring the kitchen mic.
And you did like strings up in this room that we're like at right now.
It's got great acoustics up here, and we had a makeshift click track because we don't use
Oh,
click
Joe
track.
has
Oh no way.
Joe did the sticks.
Joe-
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we had to record me doing sticks.
Well, you got
And
good
it
timing,
moves-
so that's
it moves
perfect.
It moves a bit because we didn't use a click to record the
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
songs.
it's like,
Yeah.
So I just kind of had to sit there.
Yeah.
And,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the album, it's like a concept album, you'd say, right? Like, so what kind of gave you the idea for this album to do
Yeah.
a concept album?
Yeah, I mean it was always in the plans, but
Yeah.
you know it was like in a few years we'll do that,
Yeah.
and then you know everything kind of aligned. So we were like, oh, I guess we're doing it now because I wrote Peggy's Ticket to the Moon, which is the first track on the album.
Yep.
In 2019, June 2019, and then I was like, hey, that's cool, and I was like, I didn't have any other plans to further. I just thought it was cool to write like about a person because
Yeah.
I hadn't done that, like made a character, do a song around it. So I was like, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't have any other plans to do it any further. But then we kept writing, and even songs that didn't even end up on the record, but it still felt like you remember like Visual Connection, like
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff too, right?
Yeah.
And we were gonna do an original show at Warehouse, and I remember like Miles brainstorming beforehand and being like, oh, it kind of sounds like we could connect these songs and make it so that like, you know, we had Cocaine Kite, Peggy, Cocaine Kite could kind of relate to her too. We had a few other songs.
Don't think we blew
Yeah, we had that too, which it didn't end up on the record, but it's still kind of, yeah.
It was close.
It was close. It almost made the record, but
Yeah.
we just put it out as a single instead. But yeah, and then I remember one day Miles just being like, I think we could make a concept album.
Yeah.
I was like, already? Like, is that like too much?
To do as a first album, it's a big leap, but you
Yeah.
guys really pulled that off.
It was kind of like, I don't know.
Accomplished that.
It's just kind of like a go big or go home kind
Yeah.
of like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. But that's what I mean. So like, what was the time period writing all these songs? Like, how long did it take for this whole album to sort of come together?
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It's a COVID album. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just like everybody else out there, got annihilated from COVID.
Yeah.
Lost everything that we had been working towards, and
Mhm.
so rather than like taking it and being pissed and sad and not ever getting together, we decided to write an album or record the album. And, my dad built this studio for us
In the
downstairs,
basement,
In the basement.
and in the basement, and we just actually it was built as the record progressed. So
Wow.
like
So
we
you kept
started with
adding
nothing.
things, yeah, and just adding more and more, and then
You can
Yeah.
hear us improving on every song and learning.
that's another thing. So the flow of each song, like, it's mixed and mastered perfectly because each song kind of flows into the next song. You kind of have it so
Thank God.
you have this like the Loose Keys, which is an interlude that takes you into Cocaine Kite, and those two flow together perfectly. And keys and cocaine, and you got these different lyrics and these
We
different
totally
references.
intended
I
that.
meant to do that, yeah.
How did you guys mix it so that each of these songs flow together?
So everything that we did as far as sound goes and like instruments
Yeah.
have been recorded all without the use of like computer or screen. And so we had all of these songs and a couple of areas where we needed to make like an interlude to make that seamless flow happen. So the way that we ended up having to do it was the only thing I used the computer on for the whole record is I just put our tunes down, and then we had James Gay come in, who's my old high school music teacher, but also a close family friend, and we'd just say, "Okay, Jim, play something that sounds like you just woke up in the morning." Like, we didn't write anything.
Mhm.
Throw in the key and just be like.
Yeah, and
Wow.
we found that we have this really cool, like, it's called an echo, like
Oh,
Maestro Echoplex. It's like
Yeah.
a legitimate tape delay,
Oh, that's awesome.
and it's
That's awesome.
Joe played the Echoplex.
Yeah, Joe. The thing about it was like
You must have the most fun making this album. You got to
That
play the
was
fun,
fun,
the
yeah.
fun
you
stuff.
can't
Yeah.
think too hard when you're using it, you know.
No.
I hadn't
you just
used
like
it yet.
you just throw it
Wow.
at somebody and just say like mess around, and
Yeah.
Joe was getting the best stuff.
I've always wanted to try one of
It's been
those.
a guy who couldn't think.
Yeah, it was like
That's
because
awesome.
we were getting so frustrated because we were trying to find something specific, but you can't. do
Yeah,
that.
it just
like,
has to be.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
Anyway, so
And it
yeah,
smells good.
so those things came together like as thoughtfully as we could try to make them come together.
And then releasing the album on all the different platforms and trying to make the songs kind of go together. How was that? Was that kind of like stressful?
Crossing your
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
I haven't even checked really the other. I mean, Apple Music and Spotify, we know it works.
Right.
YouTube, it works.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many platforms. It's
Actually,
just-
we almost didn't release. They almost didn't let us release the record because Spotify has
Right.
this rule that you have to have, like,
That
you
was
can't have
annoying.
a hard cut. Or
Oh.
TuneCore has a rule. You
Yeah.
can't have a hard cut. But
Yeah.
these songs, because one ends and the next starts right away,
Yeah.
they have like hard cuts in the waveform.
Ah.
Which is but like
Yeah, the algorithm.
they
was
almost didn't let
fucking
us. We had to say it's a
amazing.
concept album. Like,
yeah,
let
we
us
literally
please
had
don't put us
to
out.
email them and
Yeah.
be like, no, this is how
It's on
supposed to
purpose.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was scary because the whole thing would have been
Yeah,
defeated.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I-
much
2
effort.
years.
I want to know
Down.
how do you guys feel that this being your first album? How do you guys feel about it? How do you think like this came out? How do you think it turned out in the
So
end?
proud.
No,
I think
I'm
we're
proud
all
of it.
just very,
Yeah?
very
Yeah,
proud
we're
and
all
happy to be able to
super
say
proud.
that. Like we're proud because we're all really hard on ourselves. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. How
To
was
a-
it in the
to a
recording
fault.
process? Like you guys are brother and sister. Were you guys ever at each other's heads or anything?
Joe and I, honestly,
No, we don't
Joe,
get like that.
Joe and I only get
Yeah.
like that outside of working together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll just be annoying.
Yeah.
Like, or about something stupid. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when it comes to like music, that's like why.
That's when you get down to
know?
business.
We're
You
usually
guys.
always on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing about us too. Is like all three of us are usually, or like the times that we're not, we always are able to come to an agreement of some sort. Like,
Yeah.
always.
That's
We have this
awesome.
rule that we don't say no to each other.
Yeah.
So if we're practicing and somebody has an idea,
Yeah.
it's not like no, that won't work.
Yeah.
It's like we
We
Yeah.
play through it.
Even if we're all pretty sure that it's stupid, like there's been times where we're like, I know this is probably dumb, and we do it and it works.
Yeah, and sometimes we're like, oh,
Right?
sick, there it is. That's the
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So in your songs, a lot of your songs have these amazing musical breaks. You guys have these stops, these breaks, these hard jumps, and like how as a band, like how many times you have to like record that to get that timing or to get that chemistry to be on time with each other to stop. Then you come in with your solo a cappella vocal, and then the music picks up again.
Yeah.
How long? Like how did that come together? How did you guys think of that kind of
Luckily,
stuff?
we're a live band.
Yeah,
We did that
we played live.
Yeah.
We,
So
and
it
we
all-
played on the record live.
Yeah.
Like all the bed
Wow.
tracks for
Yeah.
all the songs are us sitting in a room together.
Yeah.
Like
And-
a space this big,
Yeah.
drums, Nicole, Miles, whatever.
Amps in the other room, bass is DI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
we just played. There wasn't an audience, but we just played as if we were playing a
Like,
live
we
show.
were
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the
And
only
we got-
way we could have done it.
Got recorded, yeah.
Luckily, we're just
That's why I was doing one because you got the crowd in at the end too.
yeah, those were our friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I thought it was you guys in the studio like all like happy like
Yeah,
the
it is.
album's
It
recording.
is.
It is us,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
It's
us
us
too, yeah.
and our friends.
Brought in friends
Yeah.
for Big Man.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
for the Big
awesome.
Man, we brought in our friends to just like hit glasses
Oh.
and like clap and
Yeah.
snap and
Yeah.
yeah. But luckily, I mean, we've been. If you're a musician in Niagara, you know there's always gigs, right? So we've been
Yes.
playing consistently all the time for 3 years. So it's just like we know how to do that.
Yeah,
which
and you guys
is
have
great.
been all over. You guys, I've seen you guys all over Queen Street. You guys have played on Queen Street, right on the street.
Mhm.
You guys have played everywhere, probably every single place there's to play in Niagara, right?
Yeah,
so,
so-
Well, we're checking them off one by one.
yeah,
The one thing we weren't worried about when recording is the playing part,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
right.
we do that all the time. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. So you guys are like the jam band. You guys are a live band. So you guys thrive off those live shows, the live energy.
Yeah.
What do you think was the hardest part about not playing during that break of COVID? Whenever there was restrictions, all the restaurants were closed down. How did you guys overcome that? Was it by recording this album or making new music?
That was literally it. Like it kept us sane.
Yeah.
So did you guys stay, like, would you guys have writing sessions come together, do writing sessions, or would you guys do it all individually? Like, I'll send you stuff on Instagram, or I'll send you stuff on Facebook, or...
We do a lot of back and forth with that.
Yeah.
With, like, the idea. Like, Miles and I, that was basically like, oh, I wrote this. Here you go. What do you think? Or he would be like, I wrote this. Here you And then we'd get together and jam, like, at mine and Joe's house, because we have, like, all our stuff is there, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we work it out as a band, and then you bring it here, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love the fact that, like, every time I bring something to Nicole and Joe, like, they make it better, like, in ways that, like, I couldn't have, like, pictured in my head, you know? It's like the wonderful thing about bands.
This is the really cool thing too I want to get into, because I've known Miles my whole life. Like, I've known him since we were like 6 years old, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Because he was friends with my friend. How did you guys meet each other? Like, you guys are born together. You guys are brother and sister. How did you guys meet this man in the middle?
Well, that's all. The one guy we're trying not to talk about is Miles's dad, who is the band dad. He's band dad.
Yeah, he's band dad.
Band dad. Yeah. Well, obviously, like, he's an LMT, right? He's in a band, so we would come out to see LMT, and then he'd be like, "Hey, my son Miles plays bass," and we'd be like, "Great. We already have a bass player," but he was in Australia,
Halfway.
right?
Yeah.
So
Australia.
it was like this, like, mystical figure that, like, you know what I mean?
Who's this Miles, the bass player?
He made him seem
Down
so
under.
much cooler than he was.
Yeah.
I met him and it was such a disappointment. But yeah, so anyway, he finally came home from Australia, right? And then we jammed together, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You felt like an instant connection?
Yeah, like it was crazy.
I hadn't even played bass for a year. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even put my bass together in Australia.
No, that's
It's
crazy.
Like my first time playing with these guys again, I was like, oh, I need to play music.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, you guys have been gigging and you guys have been playing live again. How is that making you feel? Like, do you guys feel alive to get out there again?
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
It feels so good.
You feed off that
We are.
energy.
Yeah,
You know,
like,
that's what we do.
We're
Like,
not a
it's-
studio band.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I love being in the studio. I love the process of making music and recording music, but it's different when you're playing live and everything is like happening now.
Hey, any upcoming shows in Niagara? You guys going to be playing?
Oh yeah.
You guys play every Thursday at Local.
That's the place to be.
That's the place to be.
Every Thursday, local.
Mm-hmm.
$5 at
Sunday.
the door and
Yeah.
9:30 to midnight, which is a great. I feel like it's a good time of night.
Yeah, so 9:30 to midnight Thursdays, Local.
Yeah, it's just a great environment. It's just a good vibe.
Yeah.
And if you live in Toronto, we're playing at the Dakota Tavern
Awesome.
every Sunday.
Yeah,
that's
every Sunday.
Starting in
Yeah,
April.
we just
Starting in April, we just logged that in.
we just came.
Awesome.
Yeah.
April every Sunday. Where?
Dakota Tavern, April and beyond, hopefully.
Yeah, we're trying to branch out.
You
Get
should.
like a Toronto crowd.
Great idea.
And the Dakota Tavern's a great spot. We've been playing there for a couple of years.
Awesome.
And to be able to get like a regular spot, just to try something out, you know.
Yeah.
Sunday nights, we're gonna do like 8:30 to 11:30.
Yeah.
It's not super late, right?
Yeah.
Because it is Sunday.
Yeah.
But still a place that people can to hang out, you know, and just
Perfect.
we want to try to make it the place to be.
Yeah, Thursdays and Sundays are locked down.
Yeah.
You guys got those Thursdays and Sundays. What about anything like warehouse?
We're gonna try to set up a monthly at warehouse as well.
It's a great
But
idea.
and it'll be like 9 to midnight, same
Awesome.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Perfect. You got the St. Catharines crowd, the Niagara crowd, the Toronto crowd.
yeah, you gotta
Working
just
on it.
try to market everywhere.
Yeah.
Whoever will have us.
Yeah, well, you guys are already building like a really big following, and it's been only a couple of years. Like, everyone in the city has been talking or knows about you. Because I've talked to a lot of people. I said, I'm going to see this band. They're like, oh, that band's fucking awesome. That band's phenomenal.
That's good to know. I think that's the one thing we are unaware of. Is
We
like,
don't know.
Who knows about us? Like, I don't know.
Really?
We think, like,
I
for
think
the
it's
most
just-
part, I think it's just like
We're so
the
in our
regulars
heads,
we
like
see.
we're like, oh, we're
I don't
just
want to
working
fill
on
you guys
things,
up because you
right?
guys are doing such amazing stuff, but
Oh,
you guys,
thank you.
like, everyone has been, like, you guys are making a buzz in the city. Any new music coming out for...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lots.
Yeah.
No breaks.
Yeah.
No breaks, man.
We're 4 projects ahead.
I know we are. We have so many.
Literally 4 projects ahead.
That's all. Do you have like a goal board or like a
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just bought one.
we just
No
we
way.
just bought one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
just
awesome.
like to be able to visualize everything, you know, because like we talk and we talk and we talk, and it's like day flashes. We need to be able to. We got to be able to visualize it, man.
Yeah.
Like, because it all just stays in here, and then we're like, we'll get talking about something, and we'll be like, oh yeah, we want to do that too. We're all just people who go through so many different phases as far as like people who inspire us, bands who inspire us. So like, when you're listening to our music, you're hearing all those different influences, because like
At that time.
yeah, right. So it reflects who we were influenced by at the time, like what we were really hot on, you know, and like, and the stuff that comes out from now on is like, just keep that in mind. It's like, oh, they must be in this phase now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We don't listen to one thing.
It's a goal to be like, we don't want anybody to expect what we're gonna do next.
That's
you know?
awesome. Oh, it's good. I don't know what to expect. I wasn't expecting that album, that's for sure. I knew that you guys played some songs. I didn't know you guys did original. I didn't know you had that many originals, number one. Number two, I didn't know that those originals could sound like someone recorded in Abbey Road Studios, and it's a band that just got together in 3 years who never really played with each other, like other than those 3 years, just spent a whole COVID and has churned out like something that could save rock and roll, like, you know what I mean? Like something that could bring rock and roll back.
You're pumping our tires, man. That's dangerous.
We're dealing with 2 Leos and a sad chair, man.
Yeah, so is that the goal? Like what's the goal here? Is the goal to make like real music, and like what's the goal from in your words?
To just go as far as possible.
Yeah.
As far as the world will let us, you know.
Yeah. Reach many people, inspire
Do
people.
what we love.
Yeah, it's just
Continue doing what
like
you
trying
love.
to make people feel something again with music, you know, trying to bring like the authenticity and like the human element of it back.
Huge.
Yeah.
I think like for me it's like I just really want to like be an artist, like for art's sake.
Yeah.
And like and push that, you know? So like, and I think that's all of us are artists for art's sake, you know? Like we're just trying to make something that we think sounds cool.
This is so corny, but it kind of chose us.
Yeah.
It's corny, but it's like the only way to say it, because like I like Joe and I started when we were so young, and it was just like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing. This is what we want to do. And it's like, we never ever had a different thought.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? You always had a jam partner. You were born with a jam partner.
Yep.
Yeah. That was like,
Yeah,
I was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing now. Like, never had any plans to do anything else.
That's awesome.
And I was like, hopefully I can do this, because like, it's not.
They always say do what you love and find what you're
but-
passionate about. You guys could definitely tell you guys love this. You guys are very passionate about this. This is something that you guys see doing full time. Everything, heart and soul.
That's the goal, yeah.
Pull it all in.
That's our only goal.
Like,
I would live in a shack if I could do this full time.
Literally, like, it's not even about like.
Probably
it's-
gonna have to. I don't know.
Actually, there's a shack.
It's only $800,000. Yeah. It's not even
200
about
square feet.
like getting like to the biggest stages in the world. It's just like being able to go far enough that it's all we have to do, and we're inspiring however many people we're inspiring. Like, I don't know.
and being happy. As long as you're happy doing it.
Like, we're having a blast all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys, it translates on the stage. You guys look like you guys are genuinely enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah.
A lot of what we do on stage comes from the three of us just trying to impress each other.
Yeah.
And we like, that's all we do. Like, when I'm thinking of playing something, I'm like, what would Miles and Nicole think about this? Would they like go like, oh?
Yeah.
I'm like, and then the crowd. Obviously, I'm thinking of the crowd, but like the crowd doesn't like it. These two like it. I'm still in. I'm like, that was sick, man.
Every time I do something, I look at you guys. I'm like, sometimes you don't look at me, and I'm like, oh. And sometimes you guys look at me, and I'm like, yes.
We play
Awesome.
for each other, and then
It's true. It's
and
true.
then the people there.
We're trying to get everybody to turn their heads in the van, right?
Yeah.
And like, we'll look back at Joe and we'll be like,
And then if it doesn't work, we go. Yeah.
oh well,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
It's a common face.
It's cool you guys can do that too, and improv and your songs and sound so tight like you guys do. So every Thursday at the local,
Come on out.
Get on out.
every Sunday we're in Toronto,
Dakota
Tavern.
April 3rd.
April 3rd.
April
2 weeks.
3rd, and then we're gonna look for monthly shows at the warehouse
Yeah.
Everything,
Don't forget the
and everything
27th.
in between too.
and
March this
hopefully some new music.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
were just working on that today.
Awesome. All right, guys, thank you very much.
Thanks, Louie.
On behalf of Niagara, I want to say you guys are freaking amazing, and we love you, and we can't wait to see more of you guys.
Thank you, man.
So,
Thanks, man.
thank you very much,
Thanks
guys.
for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.